Okay. See, in the seventh chapter, there the real color or the real physical appearance of Griffin or the strange man, it comes out. And the whole Iping village never entertains or never helps Griffin or the strange man to stay in Iping or to stay in. Okay, that is I double in. Okay, then he understood that though he pays a great amount, or since he pays the great amount to the inn, they are not ready to accept his presence or his residence or his rent in their inn because he's completely a strange man and he misbehaved very much with Mrs. Hall because he has hit her face with his hat and he start flipping the bed sheets. Okay, then he start shifting the furnitures from one place to another place, which showed that the furnitures were went mad and they were jumping from one place to another place. Okay, later this all happened in the seventh chapter, and along with Jefferson, okay, along with Vadgal, this lady, that is Mrs. Hall, she goes to meet Shackelford. Shackelford, that I have told you that he is district magistrate. Okay, Shackelford is a district magistrate. So he goes to meet him to complain against this strange man because early in the morning, that is in the 4 o'clock, he was not there in the inn. Okay, early in the morning, when Mr. and Mrs. Hall, they woke up to prepare a kind of a alcoholic beer or a hot drinks for their upcoming days. Okay, that was prepared, and when they were searching for some other things to prepare or to add in the alcohol, then Mr. Hall notices that this man, that is this Griffin or the strange man, he was not there in the room. Okay, so the main door of the inn, I mean the main door of the native hotel, it was half open, and at the same time there was the burglary or there was the robbery at the house of priest or at the house of vicar age. Okay, later when the two incidents gives the similarities, there Vadgar is the blacksmith, okay, with whose help Mrs. Hall was going to lock the door of this Griffin or the strange man. Okay, along with him, she goes to meet Shackelford. Shackelford is the man who is district magistrate. He sent a policeman to arrest this Griffin or the strange man. So the name of the police is Jefferson, Bobby Jefferson. Okay, Bobby Jefferson. This Bobby Jefferson comes to the place to arrest this strange man or the Griffin. There, the strange man or the Griffin, he was in his room. He was not ready to come out from the room. He was rather he demanded Mrs. Hall to talk to him. So when she went to talk to him, she thought that he might tell her about the strange personalities or the strange things that he has done. Okay. So later, he told her that I have been waiting since morning and it is evening. You have not been served me the breakfast. See what he asked her. I have been waiting since morning and it is evening. You have not been served me the breakfast. She was shocked by his words, and with a cool manner, she answers him that since the day you have come to the inn as as a rent man, you have not paid a single penny. Okay, all the time you said a sentence is that you don't have money in your pocket. So unless you pay the money, I don't serve you a single breakfast. So what he did, he opened his pocket and he tried to give a some amount of money. Okay, a few little pennies to that lady. So later it so happened that she initially planned to check whether he made the robbery in the house of burglary, in the house of vicar age or not. Because earlier he said that he doesn't have money or a single penny with him. But now when she demanded to pay him the money, okay, he gave her the money. So these all incidents made her to believe that he might be the robber or he might be robbed everything at the house of this priest. Okay, so immediately there comes Bobby Jefferson, and to Bobby Jefferson, he tells him that see, Bobby Jefferson, you don't have any rights to arrest me, because being invisible is not a crime. Okay, being invisible is not a crime, so you don't have any rights to arrest me. So Bobby Jefferson, there he tells that, see, I'm not arresting you on the basis of that you've been invisible to yourself, but I'm arresting you that you are a suspected criminal. Means you are a doubt, we have got a doubt on your presence, because at the same time when you were not there in the inn, at the same time there was a burglary or there was a robbery in the house of this in the house of uh, Vicar Age, or in the house of Mr. and Mrs. Bunting. So because of that, you are being a suspect. You are being a suspect. So you are being a suspect, and hence we are investigating. We have come to investigate you. So because of that, I'm arresting you there. So later, when this Bobby Jefferson was putting handcuffs means the you know it is an instrument, okay, or equipment where this police, okay, they put on a bangle, okay, they put on the criminal's hand to arrest him, okay. So they were putting the handcuff on on the hands of this Bobby Griffin. So immediately Griffin starts removing clothes from his body and he becomes naked. I have told you that when he becomes naked, he completely becomes invisible. That is the thing that he has invented for himself, okay. So he completely becomes invisible. Later, he tells that he runs away from the place. Okay, this is what happens in the 7th chapter. He runs away from the place and immediately he goes to a farmhouse that was belonging to Mr. Gibbon. Okay, that comes under the 8th chapter, Transist. Okay, Mr. Gibbon was not aware of anything what was happening in the Iping village and rest other things what strange happened in the village. Okay, so he was afraid of, and he was scared with the strange atmosphere and also the strange sounds which were produced by this invisible man, because the man was invisible, but he was coughing, he was sneezing, okay. So this was the man was not visible, and but Gibbon was sensing these all sounds, how it is possible, okay. So this was tremendously confusing for him. He immediately, Gibbon runs away from the place. So when this is the end of the 8th chapter, and 9th chapter is a turning point in the novel, okay. Chapter 9 is a turning point in the novel. There comes a special, interesting, and important character called Thomas Marvel. Thomas Marvel. See, if you have a book and pen with you, you can make a note. I don't ask you to write everything that I dictate here, at least some important characters. However, I share the notes, but don't depend only on me. Being a student, it is your duty also to write something in your notebook. Okay. So if you have pen and book with you, write the name Thomas Marvel. Thomas Marvel is initially presented as a comic figure. Okay. Initially, he was presented as a comic figure, somewhat, a comic figures in the Shakespearean comedies. Okay. He is odd looking and behaves in a silly manner. Thomas Marvel was odd looking and he behaves in a silly manner, particularly in his reactions to Griffin. Means when Griffin asks him or Griffin does something to him, the every response which was given by Thomas Marvel, it was in a comic way. And this is a distinct contrast from that of the other characters thus far, because all the characters which have come till now are very serious. They have not created any comedy. But now Thomas Marvel's presence and his response or his action with this man, I mean with this Griffin or the strange man, it creates a kind of a suspension and a kind of a comics. Here, the most people in Iping reacted to Griffin with the skepticism and the confusion. Marvel appears to accept his disembodied voice and with ease. So what happens? What happens here? That Thomas Marvel, I will explain his physical appearance, how he was. He has a large face, enormous nose, means a very wide nose. Okay, he has a large face enormous nose, and with the expressive mouth. Means, it was a wide mouth. Always he gives some expression from his mouth. Okay. So Thomas Marvel has a large face, enormous nose, and expressive mouth, and a wide-looking beard. He is short and wears a furry silk hat. His clothes are held together with a string, and shoelace, okay, shoelaces where buttons should be. He tries on a pair of boots. He is found in leisurely manner, which is how he does everything. They are too big for him, but will protect him for the rain. He discusses the boots with an unknown voice, okay, belonging to Griffin. When Marvel describes his struggles, the voice replies, "It's a beast of country and picks for people." Marvel agrees. See here, I have explained you the presence or the physical appearance of the Marvel. He had a large face and a very enormous nose, means a wide nose, and also the wide mouth. Okay, totally like how the comic characters will be there in all the Bollywood or the Hollywood movies, in the same way, the same physical presence that the Marvel was having. And this Marvel, he was always, he was a drunkaholic, means he was an alcoholic addicted man. So always when he talks alone, and he reacts on his own. So when he was talking to himself that, see, I wore the shoelace here, and my boots are bigger than my feet. Okay, I wear this kind of a silky furry hat. So this always protect me from the rain. He was he was munching all these things for himself. And there comes suddenly, this Marvel was confused by one sentence, that one quote. Please write the quote. It's a beast of a country and picks for the people. Okay, it's a beast of a country and picks for people. See, this quote is very much important. That is, it's a beast of a country and picks for people. This was the quote quoted by Marvel himself, and Marvel himself. So later, here, Marvel's body is invisible. Remember, Marvel's body is invisible, but the only voice which he could produce, it was audible. See how the situation now going on. My appearance or my physical presence is not visible to you because I have switched off my camera. Okay, and even I could not see your presence there. Okay, but when we talk together, our voices are audible to each other. Remember, see, go with the example what I am giving you. Okay, see, when we talk over the phone, or when now I am teaching you, or now I am engaging you the class, there my voice is audible to you, but my physical presence is invisible. Okay, now it is very good to understand that my physical appearance is also there and you are also there, but we have, you know uh, purposely, okay, or deliberately, we have switched off our cameras. Okay, so we know, we can understand that. But think, in the virtual class, means when the class is the, natural or the normal, the regular classes are running on in the classroom, you could listen to only my audios, and my physical presence is not there in the class. How do you face? Okay, how do you feel there? Only my voice is audible and my physical appearance is not there. So what do you do? Naturally, everyone will be scared. Okay, everyone will be confused. So in the same way here, Marvel was also confused. Okay, Marvel asked, "Where are you at?" and wonders alone if he is drunk or hallucinating. As I have told you that Marvel drinks. Okay, he was an alcoholic drinker. Okay, he was addicted to alcohol very much. So he thought that, in the hallucination or in the intoxication, in the nasha. Okay, so I might be talking to myself, and myself might be answering to myself. Okay, myself might be repeating or responding to myself. Later, Griffin, he wanted to make this Thomas Marvel to assume or to believe that there is some other person who is there. Okay, Griffin wanted to create such kind of an atmosphere that Thomas Marvel should believe that there is really, okay, an invisible voice, or there is an oracle, or there is a speech which is given by a person who is invisible. So here Griffin start throwing stones at the body, or on the body, or at the face of this Thomas Morwell. Okay, Griffin was sitting beside him. Griffin was invisible, but this Thomas Morwell was only could listen to the voice of this Griffin. Okay, and Thomas Morwell thought that I am in hallucination, or I am in the zone of intoxication. So this is an all imaginary process. Someone is talking, and there is no presence of anyone because no one is visible. So here Griffin, in order to create the atmosphere to believe that Thomas Morwell should believe that there is really somebody, and only their voice is visible and the body is not visible. So what he does, he starts throwing stones at the faces of Thomas Morwell. Okay. Later, Thomas Morwell, he understands everything. Okay, he understands everything, but the rest of the people in the Iping or in the inn or in the car edge, they all have become shocked when they looked at the real personality or the real presence of this Griffin. But this Thomas Morwell, he takes it very easily. Okay, it was he takes the point very easily, and he accepts the reality of the invisible man very happily. And invisible man tells that, see, since I've been invisible, okay, yet I am an invisible, but I need food to eat, water to drink, and air to breathe, like how all the human beings are needed. So in the same way, see, initially I'm a man, okay, I'm a natural man, like how all the normal facts are that are there. But it was myself, okay, in order to experiment something, I did a mistake. I did a mistake in using chemicals. I was successful. I was able to invisible myself, but I was failed to visible myself. Until I will be successful to visible myself, I will be there with you as your companion, and I need your help. So here, Thomas Morwell was happy to help him, but on several conditions. So the conditions were that this Griffin, should tell him all the important things, okay, or everything, all the things about his experiment, okay, what were the chemicals that he has used, and before being a scientist, what he was, his native, all the details Thomas Morwell wanted. And Thomas Morwell put a condition to him that if you tell all this to me, I will help you and I will be the best companion of you. Okay, and Griffin agrees to tell him. Then the lesson goes on. Okay, then again there will be some strange things happen there. Later there was a misunderstanding between Thomas Morwell and Griffin, and later they started experimenting on the work. There, Griffin started facing a problem. The problem was he has forgotten his handwritten notes, manual notes in the IP. Okay, he has forgotten his handwritten notes or the manually written notes in IP. So along with this Thomas Morwell, he goes to the village called Iping to get back his notes there. Okay, to get back his notes there. Thomas Morwell, he betrays Griffin. See, from Griffin, he takes all the notes. He carries all the notes, and from there he runs away from the place. Okay, he escapes from the custody of Griffin. There he goes to the there he goes to a coastal area. Okay, and there was again a native hotel. See, this Thomas Morwell along with Griffin, they both go to the village called Iping to collect the rest of the notes which were written by Griffin, which he was forgotten in Iping. So Thomas Morwell, he carries all the notes into his hand, and he runs away from the custody, or he escapes from the custody of Griffin. From there, he goes to the broadcast or a coastal area. Okay, there was an inn. Inn means, again I have told you that a native hotel. Okay, there was a native hotel, and the name of the native hotel. Interestingly, this is very interesting. Okay, the name of the native hotel is also the Invisible Man. Remember, the name of the native hotel is also the Invisible Man. Thomas Morwell start staying there, and Griffin also takes a room for rent, and he starts staying there. Okay, there when he starts staying at another room. Okay, that was the room of Dr. Kemp. Okay, that was the room of Dr. Kemp. Thomas, this Griffin, unless he gets the notes from Thomas Morwell, he can't go with or go with the next procedure of his experiments, because everything, every detail, every steps and procedure he has written, manually written in the book. Okay, that books were Bible for his experiments. So when he understood that unless I get the books from him, I could not follow up my procedure. So he, stayed in the same place where all the things, he understood that by hook or crook, he should find out, he should search this Thomas Morwell, and only then he can be visible, or he can make himself visible. So he took a room for a rent in the house of Dr. Camp. This is the end of ninth chapter. Okay, this is the end of ninth chapter. So tomorrow in the class, I will discuss with the chapter 10. Are you following the ninth chapter? Have you followed it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now you answered me yes. If I ask you any question, then starts the difficulty. Or you will start losing the connectivity power, or my voice will not be audible to you properly. Right? Not only you, means rest of all the students, except some few students. Excuses never give you success. Remember this. Start inserting your role. Tell me, do you do you have any difficulty in ninth chapter? Tomorrow I'm going to end with the 10th chapter, and all the 10th chapters, okay, from first to 10 chapters will be there for your first internal test. Remember, 10 chapters, 1 to 10, all the 10, not first and 10 only. 1 to 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, all the 10 chapters will be there for your internals, first internals. Multiple choice questions will be there. Okay, each of the question will carry 4 options. Concentrate on the characters very much. I am giving you the clues. Concentrate on the characters very much. 30 questions, 35 minutes I will give you. Remember, 30 questions, 35 minutes I will give you. Have you faced any difficulty to understand the lesson now? Vanita, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Have you understood the lesson? I'm in the chapter 9.
Yes, ma'am.
Was my voice breaking? So have I faced from your side technical problem?
Ma'am, it's
Was there any technical problem from my side today?
No, ma'am, no.
No. Okay. So those who have inserted the roll number, you can leave the meeting.